Hey garden friends, welcome back to Not Plant Homesteading, ESK Garden. It's a beautiful day and we're going to be out in the garden getting some things done, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an update on where we are with our transplanting, seed starting and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you guys how the plants are faring. I think we got some true leaves on some of our tomatoes. Our pepper plants, while they haven't developed their true leaves, they definitely are looking pretty nice and strong. And then I want to share a little bit around our direct sow update for some of the things that we planted straight in the ground. So if you are a new garden friend looking for a support community, like you're a small gardener yourself, new gardener, or if you're someone that's just a garden enthusiast or you love to follow a good gardening journey, definitely hit that subscribe button, join the family. Let's have some fun engaging in the comments around this gardening thing. I'm going to start by showing you guys a quick update on some of our direct sow items, and they're looking pretty good. I have my daikon radishes. So this is the the Milanese. That's how you say that. Radishes, they're looking pretty good. They're putting on like their first true leaves, some of them. And then we have our rutabagas, which have come up pretty nicely. Looks like a few of them are preparing to set their first true leaves. And then we actually had some sprouting come up over the last few days on our fennel. So I'm excited about growing fresh fennel in the garden, and that's what we're looking like over here. You guys can see I have some good sprouting going on with my carrots. So these are the imperator carrots. Those are supposed to grow really long, so I did put them in a 20-gallon grow bag, and then I planted some chives alongside them. Now if the chives have sprouted, I really can't tell the difference right now, so I don't know if there's a true update on that, but I'm hoping that those will come up in time for when the carrots start really growing their greens, so that they can be kind of like a companion plant and do their job. Our leeks are sprouting. So these are Tadorna leeks that I planted, and these are looking pretty good. I've been keeping the soil pretty moist. Now I did go ahead and plant some Roma tomatoes kind of like as a direct test sow, and I don't have any sprouting yet. I did this on February 6th. So I do think that the plants are going to sprout, don't get me wrong, but it just hasn't done anything yet. Now we do have significantly warm weather over the next, I would say, 10 to 14 days. So it's pretty likely that they may sprout sometime within that window. But yes, it did take a little bit longer because the temperatures have been kind of up and down, and I guess that's the result of not waiting. I'm going to continue to monitor those when they do come up in comparison to like our plants that we started inside, and to see how those do alongside the direct sowed plant. So if you guys see here, this is my Clementine tomato, which is an orange cherry tomato variety, as well as my Roma tomato plants. And I have 4 Romas. I have 2 of the Clementine, and they have set their first true leaves. So those should be ready to go into the garden sometime within like the next 2 weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks. And then on this side, I have my San Marzano tomatoes that have set their true leaves, as well as the cherry tomato that I grew over the fall season last year. On this side, we have a couple of eggplants, and looks like our Black Beauty eggplant is not doing well. So I'm gonna have to replant these. I may have transplanted those too soon. Maybe it was too cold. So we'll restart those and give them a little bit more time inside. On this side, I have what looks like some California Wonder Bell peppers, and that one seems to be doing pretty okay. And in this little container over here, I have some eggplant plants as well as an early grown tomato plant. So the eggplant plants seem to be doing okay, and they've been out here pretty much since they've sprouted. I have my poblano peppers and arbol chili peppers on this side. You guys can see I have a ton of poblano plants that came up. Those seeds germinated really, really well. So I'm going to have so many of these plants, which I'm not opposed to because I do like poblano peppers quite a bit, and they're looking pretty good. In this little pot here, you can see the arugula has sprouted. It seems to be doing and coming up pretty nicely. I have some Swiss chard plants that I transplanted over here. They're definitely starting to grow up, and then we have a couple of sprouts from the new seeds that I planted in there as well. My oregano and my basil are starting to sprout, which is lovely because I really want to have those plants situated inside the garden for companion planting purposes. So I'm hoping that they'll get large enough to be able to do that. Sorry, Bliss. On this side, I actually have some more tomatoes that I direct sowed, and I'm hoping that they come up and survive here. I have my Marglobe tomatoes on this side. Then we have some Chef's Choice tomato pink, and those didn't sprout yet. On this side, I have my Brandywine tomatoes, the yellow Brandywine, which didn't sprout yet either. Over here, I have some more peppers. I believe these are pepperoncinis, red rocket peppers, and then this might be like a Cubanelle. Oh, those are Anaheim peppers. So those are looking pretty good. Those have been out here since they basically sprouted, and they look fine to me. I'm even seeing some of the true leaves come up in some of the plants. They're starting to sprout, so that's a good sign. And then my strawberry plant hasn't done anything just yet, so we'll see what happens with those. So in my kitchen, I have 3 more of these 2-gallon containers filled with like pepper starts and some other things as well. And I don't have anywhere to put them outside, which is the only reason I haven't put them outside with the rest of them. But these seem to be doing pretty okay as well. Now I did do a quick like direct sow test on this, and these were Scotch bonnet peppers. I have a King Arthur bell pepper here. I have some Caribbean blend peppers, and then I also have some shishitos and Serrano hot peppers. These I direct sowed in the soil that they're going to be in, and these are the sprouts, y'all. So these actually sprouted. These actually just sprouted really well, and I'm pretty pleased with the germination on these. And I think, when did I start these? I started these all on the 11th. Today is the 21st, so it took 10 days. In this little pot over here, I have some Cherokee green tomato. Now this was the only seed that sprouted from the Cherokee green, so I'm gonna plant another, maybe 1 or 2 of those seeds, just to in an attempt to get 2 plants, but just to make sure that I have a viable plant. I'm waiting on 1 seed, and then, you know, if something doesn't go right, I won't have any. So I'm gonna plant some more of those. I have some more early girl tomato plants in here. You can see this one is stretching out a little bit, but I'm not worried about that. I don't really worry about that so much with tomatoes because you bury them further down. So all it's going to do is develop roots along where you bury it, and the plant will be fine. I have my early jalapeno plants, and these were doing pretty well. I think I germinated quite a few of these pretty easily. And I have, what, 4 plants here. I think there might be 1 more. Don't quote me on that, but I think there might be 1 more. But I'm also going to be planting some regular jalapenos and the Gigantea jalapenos. So I think 4 early jalapeno plants is more than sufficient. And then I also have a sweet carnival pepper. So this is just a bell variety blend. So I don't know which plant is going to be what, but these germinated really well. I was really happy with this seed, and I believe, I don't know if these were Burpee or Ferry Morris, but these germinated really well. And then on this side, I think we touched on that already. In this little container, we have our pimento sweet pepper. So I have 2 plants here, and I definitely have one more that has sprouted. And I think once I transfer that one over, that's all I'm going to do for the pimento peppers. I have the Cubanelle peppers here, which I have 3 plants that are looking pretty good. And then I have my El Eden hot pepper. I believe this is a cayenne variety. I think I have way more of these than I need, especially because I have 2 different varieties. I have this and the rocket that I just showed you guys. I also have a snow white bell pepper. So I have 2 of these plants. I think I want to go ahead and maybe plant like 2 more of them, just to ensure I get like a good harvest. I think it'll be pretty nice to have some white bell peppers. And then same with the sweet sunrise. So we have 2 plants that look like they're doing pretty well over here, but I want to get a few more of these in as well. So that is our transplant update. I think the plants are doing pretty well. This has been an extremely drawn out and tedious process. Seed starting, particularly for plants like this, where some of them, the yield is not very high. You want to make sure you have like a ton of plants. I found it to be tedious. You know, I'm sure I will appreciate it and love it when I'm getting all the fruits of my labor. But I will say that when you're starting seeds like this, if you are new to this process, like I am, be prepared to schedule time out every single day once your seeds start germinating. Because if you're doing something like I did, where I used a kind of like a makeshift or DIY medium that really had no room in the bottom for the plants to root out, it was literally just enough soil for them to germinate. Be prepared to be transplanting plants every single day, which is what I did for about a good probably 10 to 14 days. And I will tell y'all, by the time I got to where the seeds slowed down, I was tired. And you know, will I do it this way again next year? That remains to be seen, but it was a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about like the updates, checking out the little transplants, and seeing how some of my direct sowing is going. Let's continue to learn, grow, and sow together, friends. Thank you for watching, and until our next garden update, bye.